if it's doing anything. Why? I don't understand what's going on. Ah, okay. It's starting. I think it's starting now. Is it starting? Yeah, I think it's starting. Excellent. Okay, we're finally live. Let me open this up. And full screen. Okay. Hello everyone. This is Eric from Etiquette, finally on. I know I'm 5 minutes late. I was just fixing up the stream. Does everybody see me? Can everybody chat? Okay, so my name is Eric and I usually do a live stream for teachers. But today we have a very special episode because this is the first day that we're going to stream, and I'm going to be chatting with a teacher. Now, you might think that the first teacher I'm going to interview is going to be a very experienced teacher with many stories and lots of advice. But I'm doing something totally different for the very first episode. I asked a future teacher to join us. She's a student teacher. She's very talented and a good friend of mine. She's always on the show, and I asked her if she would be on for the very first episode. She agreed. So let me introduce our very first person on the Etiquette live stream, the first teacher. Hello, Migeum.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm very good.
Okay, so I will check. I'll check some of the messages and what's happening. Guys, if you're out there, just say hello. I'm going to be checking the questions, and I'll be asking Migeum. And Migeum and I are just going to talk about teaching, our ideas on teaching, and also as a new teacher, what do you expect in the future? But let's start off first. Migeum, can you introduce yourself?
Okay. So, first of all, I really appreciate for you for having me as a guest. I was a bit nervous because it's my first time doing live stream and first time doing interview. So yeah, but I will rely on you. And I am currently studying English education in Gyeongsang National University in Shinju, Korea. And I'm in senior year, so we'll do the practicum from tomorrow. So I hope this is a good time. I hope this is a good time to hear some advices from professional teachers.
Excellent. Yeah, we've got some teachers here. We've got Asumidin. He says, hi, how are you? We've got Renee that's also on, Eric and the mystery teacher. And also English Danny is also here saying hi. Guys, if you have any questions, if you want to give any feedback, because we're just going to talk about Migeum's journey, what she thinks about what she'll expect, and some problems that she might have, and she'll ask you for questions. Okay, so let me quickly see. Migeum, so why, first question is the easiest one. Why do you want to become a teacher? So you're basically studying to become a teacher now, and tomorrow you've got practicals at the high school. So why did you want to become a teacher? Hi, Migeum, are you there?
So it's, at some point, so. Hello?
Hi, it's just a little bit slow. Can you continue? So why do you want to become a teacher?
So the first thought that I wanted to become a teacher, especially English teacher, is because I just liked learning English as a student, and I didn't know it will be this hard to become a teacher. But like one of the reasons I want to become a teacher is because I want to contribute to my community in a meaningful way. And I think when I help my people around me, especially with what I can do. For example, giving advices or listening to them or like teaching English. So I used to teach English in my high school and middle school for my friends.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that time. So I think teaching is one of the most, how do you say?
Rewarding?
Direct. Yeah, rewarding and direct way to help them. And, you know, I was also affected by many good teachers in high school. And most of the good teachers I had was English teachers.
Yeah, so your favorite teachers, can you tell me who your favorite teacher was? And what made them special?
My favorite teacher was the English teacher in high school. She was also my homeroom teacher. And the most thing I liked about her is she's very inclusive. So, for example, she knows every detail about each student. So I was so surprised when I was having some like problems in relationships and grades in school. And I told her about this, and she remembered it until I graduate, and she really helped me out for every problems, and she kept encouraging me a lot.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I think the thing about being a good teacher is that, you know, you should make each student feel welcome and feel happy in the class, because if you have students that like you or love you, you know, they're going to be performing much better and they're going to be interested in the topic. And I feel a lot of people, you know, especially when it comes to English, you know, maybe we've had great English teachers that helped us along the way. Yeah, so I've got a question here from Joshua. He says, he's talking about main challenges surrounding online teaching. So before we continue, so you've been teaching online now too. Before we talk a little bit further, because of the crisis, you've had to teach some practical online. How was that? How did you teach online?
Okay, I wasn't actually teaching online, but I was.
You were? Sorry, Migeum, you're breaking up a little bit. Migeum, are you there? Okay, well, while we wait for Migeum to come back, I think there's something wrong with her view over there. So, with online teaching, I think one of the difficult things is to, just to get the students involved. I've been teaching this whole semester now. I've started at week 1, and then I moved all the way up to week 10. And at the start it was something new, and then midway through the semester, you know, hi, Migeum, you're back. I'm just answering this question. Hi, you're back. Is your Wi-Fi okay?
Yeah, it's okay, but okay.
Okay. So I was just answering the question that, halfway through the semester, a lot of students, you can feel them getting bored or they're getting tired because now suddenly they have to start working. And I think for us as teachers, it's the same in a real class too, except in a real class you can keep on motivating them. You can have one-on-one conversations with the students throughout the class. And it's more difficult on a live stream to build relationships like that. Okay, Migeum, continue your story on online teaching. Hi, Migeum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't teach students online, but I listened to the videos about teaching theories and practices.
Okay. Did you have to sit in on any of the online lessons? How did it work here? So Migeum is from Korea, I'm in Korea, and I'm very interested to hear how how it worked with the online classes for the students? Did the teachers just use Zoom? Did they have classes every week? Did they send videos? How did they do it at the school that you did your practical?
So I'm currently taking four different courses. Two of them are majors and two of them are teaching, and yeah. So 4 different professors uses 4 different methods.
Oh, really?
One professor uses Zoom, and she does live stream every week. And one professor make YouTube videos and upload it, and we can just watch and do the assignments. And 2 of them do YouTube, and one professor do recording, and we listen to the lecture.
Okay, that's interesting. The recording, is it just audio or is it video?
It's audio and the PowerPoint slides.
Interesting. So, not as a teacher, but as a student, I ask my students for feedback because we want to find the best way to reach our students. We think, okay, with this whole online thing, so I'm all in on Zoom classes every week. I see my students. I try to keep it as real as normal classes as I can with many activities. Which one do you prefer as a student and not a teacher?
I prefer interactive classroom, which is live streaming. It's because I feel more satisfied with the interaction with teachers, because I can ask questions at any time, and it feels like it's too formal to ask some questions through email, and yeah, I can also interact with my friends.
Right. I think the biggest thing is sad is, when, especially with, so you're in your final year in university, but a lot of my students are freshmen. So that's their first year at university, and they need that connection with other students to actually feel better. Right. So, and I think, that's also difficult. So, so you've been doing your practicals, you've been teaching. What are some problems? What are some fears that you have? What are some issues that you have with teaching? And by the way, guys, if you have any questions, put it in the comments below. I'll read them, and Migeum and I will talk about it. I am still here. I'm just checking now. Hi, Martin, you made it. So if you have any questions, if you want to give advice, Migeum is going to say some of the things that she worries about and wants to do. And if you guys have advice for them, please chip in. Okay, Migeum, what are some things that you are afraid of, or some fears that you have?
So, I've heard some of my friends and the teachers in school that there will be some differences between the theories and practice. So I'm still a student in university, and I feel like I learned a lot of theories in university, but there should be some like discrepancy between the theories learned in university and the reality at school. So I want to hear some of them.
Okay. So can you give me a theory? I haven't been I haven't been to teachers college in a long time. Can you tell me a theory?
Okay. I can't.
See, that's a difficult question, because the thing is with theories is, it's just information that you use, and what you're afraid of is actually using it in real life, right? And same for me. Who was it last time? I bet you it was NASA, and I said, what is that word again, about how do you describe it? And the word is called didactics. It's a word that I've used 100 times while I was studying, but when you start teaching, all these theories and things, some of the information still stay in the back of your mind, but it's not like you're going to use it unless you teach teachers. And so I totally forgot that word, and it made me think, am I a bad teacher for not knowing the theory? No, I definitely think they should add a more practical part to it, and that's basically why I started the YouTube channel, is to share some of the practical ideas I have. So, what would you wish? What do you wish you studied more during university? What the ZP? Sorry, I've got two here. Application of theory, that's Renee says that, and Martin says the ZPD theory. Martin, you're going to have to explain that. Do you know the ZPD theory?
Yeah, of course, Vygotsky.
Yeah, what is that? Tell us about it.
Okay, so according to Vygotsky, there is some ZPD means zone of proximal development.
Okay.
And yeah, the children needs to interact with other friends or teachers so they can develop. And so what the teacher has to do is to make an interactive classroom so that when the students can develop their potentials.
See, and now I've changed my mind. I think knowledge is very important. Theory is very good. Whatever I said, that's wrong. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Martin, for bringing that up. And Migeum, thank you for explaining so well. Okay, so what do you wish they actually added in teacher training?
You mean what do I expect?
Or no, like if you could improve it, or what do you want to do more of, or what do you wish you did more of to prepare?
So, like sitting in the chair and listening and like reading a book can also a way to learn something, but I feel so sad that I'm doing the real practicum only for 2 weeks, and it's gonna be too short that we might not be able to actually teach students. So that's a sad part. And also, especially these days, we're going to like technological classroom. So I want to learn how to use technology, especially in school and classrooms, which I'm bad at. So yeah, one of the things that I want to learn is that.
Elsa, hi, you made it. I'm just saying hello to Elsa. Yeah, I think it's very important, especially today. You know, I constantly say this every week, where I think that, you know, technology is going to play such an important role for us in the future that we should get very good at it right now. And I think the word that you should add to that sentence, I'm not very good at technology yet, because obviously you're going to learn and you are going to become much better at it. That's what I believe from the very start. Yeah, so I think, you know, some of the problems is, I wish when I was studying to become a teacher, so let's say, for example, the ZPD theory, right? I wish that in that case, the teacher would just explain it to us. But I think it would be much more valuable if, maybe it's just the way my teacher college was, but instead of actually showing us examples of how you can do it, and doing it in a class with the teachers, or, you know, letting the teachers do it with each other, you know, to practice, they just basically gave the information, but we never got a chance to practice it. And I think that is something that we want in our practicals. So, you're not going to be able to do normal practicals. What is the rest of your practicals going to look like? What are you doing in the next couple of weeks? It starts tomorrow. What are you going to do?
So the thing is, I have zero idea about it, because I had orientation the other week and they only talked about the coronavirus, and we should take very care of ourselves, and from the virus, and take care of our health.
Don't go to Itaewon.
We don't know the schedule yet.
Okay, so they were just talking about the virus. Obviously, it's important to be safe, but for you as a new teacher coming in, you want to have more information to know exactly what's going to happen. I feel, Elsa says, yeah, Vygotsky. Okay, Renee, yeah, no, I know Vygotsky. And Joshua says, to touch on practical theory and higher learning from an engineering perspective, professors coming from industries with practical experience provided a lot more input and learning experience to students. Wow, this is fantastic. Okay, listen to this. Joshua says, so these professors that that had practical experience. So, for example, he's studying to become an engineer. And sometimes teachers at university had experience in a company or real world experience, and then you get teachers that just studied. So he said it was more valuable having a teacher that having professors that studied in real life and worked it. They would give more practical examples. And I think as teachers we should start thinking about it this way: is yes, the knowledge is important, we need it, but we need to start applying it. And when this comes to your experience with practicals, for me, for example, practicals, we did some teaching and we sat and we watched, but a lot of the times we just sat in the break room and drank coffee, or we played sports, or, so I think it's important to try and get the best experience possible. So what are you going to try and do during your practicals? You're not sure how it's going to work yet, but ideally, what would you like to do?
So I want to give feedback from the English teacher when I plan out my lesson plans and when I do the teaching. Also how to use technology. Also implementing some new teaching methods. So I heard there are many good teachers in this high school that I'm going to work from tomorrow. So I want to learn. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's put this question to the audience, guys. What advice could you give Migeum for her practicals, and also going forward? What advice can you give her? Let's say, Migeum, next year you're going to start teaching, right? If you get
I hope so.
Yeah, so hopefully if she passes, she'll start teaching next year. So what advice can you guys give her for her first year of teaching and for practicals? Here is some advice from me for your practicals. The thing is, so you're supposed to do these lessons in front of the whole class, and it's fine, we get used to it. But I would say sometimes the teachers wait a bit before you do it. What I would say is the very first day, ask your teacher, once they teach a lesson, if you can work with small groups, First you start with one-on-one helping students, across the class, getting used to the students, making friends with them, helping them, being more like a tutor. And then you start working with smaller groups, maybe a group of 4 or 5. And then you kind of graduate, and then once you do your practical lessons, you're already so comfortable working with a big group. Instead of just, suddenly I have to do my lesson, you've worked up to it. Now let's read what they're saying here. Martin and Renee is having a good conversation. Martin says, a lot of lecturers at my uni have to do a PGCE in higher education if they want to. Yeah, that's very good, Martin. I agree. I think that time where you have professors coming in and they don't have any teaching experience, that's hopefully that's being phased out. All of them need to study that. And Renee says, Martin, I'm not even awake yet. 2 sips of coffee, be kind. And John says, be confident. Okay, now, Migeum, I told you that, let me just check the time. Yeah, guys, maybe in like 5 minutes, I'll quickly restart the Zoom. It should take 30 seconds just to let you know. But so, Migeum, we're already halfway done. But I asked you, what topics do you want to talk about on this live stream? Because this is your chance to talk about anything you want to, or ask any questions. What do you want to talk about?
So, I think you already asked a similar question, but what I wanted to talk about, it's actually a question. So, what do you think I need to prepare for being in the teaching profession. So like if you are a teacher, and you are currently a teacher, so I guess you can
that's
give advice to me, like what do I need to prepare? It can be practical things, or it can be anything.
Okay, so I think the thing that most teachers would say is, oh, it's just going to be experience, you'll get used to it. But I think, okay, the first thing you can prepare is obviously mindset. Go in with the mindset that you want to be the very best teacher there, and normally when young teachers come in, that's what they try and do. They try and push themselves and learn as quickly as possible, right? So get comfortable and have that goal for yourself, that mindset of, I want to get good really quickly, so I want to work hard. The other thing is, maybe it comes naturally to you. Many teachers, for me, it's more difficult, but being well organized for your year ahead, because if you can plan and you know exactly what you want to do with those students, then the teaching itself is easy, because planning is so important. If you plan well and you've got additional activities and things done, if you prepare your curriculum and you prepare the lessons and the weekly plans, and then you also add additional things, then once you start teaching, you know exactly what's going to happen every day. So I think before the year starts, already have that planned, get that done, and also sit with another teacher to go through the plans, and maybe they can give you some advice, lesson for lesson, what can you expect, get your grade books ready. And then very important, I'm bringing out, oh guys, by the way, can you add in here, so Martin says try to watch as many teachers as possible. That's his advice. Saima, hi, how are you? We're looking for advice for a new teacher. And Renee says, what age group do you really want to teach, Migeum?
I can really choose, but I will teach from middle school to high school, only secondary school.
Okay, and you're going to teach English?
Yes.
Excellent. And Elsa says something that's very similar to what John said. Elsa said, search for daily basic activities as an example, so that the English learning can be pragmatic, so practical, and trust in yourself. You are enough. So he also said be confident, and she said have many daily activities that they can do. Listen, every teacher, will tell you that they've got a certain routine, and a routine that involves how they're going to teach their classes, and also having certain backup activities that they can always use with their students. I was about to say something about it. There was something I wanted to say about, no, I totally forgot. Okay, what do you think? And then John says, any prose lesson. Okay, so having more activities to do. And John also says, can you tell us what steps do you follow to teach in classroom in your place? Okay, John, I think for me, I'll talk about it a little bit. But first, Migeum, what do you think of that advice? Like, how do you think you can prepare for that year?
I didn't understand it.
How can you prepare? What do you think you can do to be ready?
Oh, okay. I think that watching many other teachers do the teaching demonstration, is really helpful, because it worked for me. While I made some micro teaching videos on YouTube. And before I do that, I watched so many different teachers doing their lessons, and it really helped me a lot. And it gave me some idea to how to motivate students and do the activities. So yeah, I think I can watch videos.
Well, there's one thing I want to say, and I think, you know, we look at, so sometimes when we go for our practicals, we see teachers and we see, oh, they're doing it this way, they're doing it that way. But we don't see the full picture of what they've been doing their whole teaching careers to get to that point. What do I mean by that? Actually, I've got a video planned for next week. I've got a video coming out next week. I already shot it. It's all about procedures that you have to put in place when you start your class. And this is very important. The very first day you have your class, you need to have these procedures so that students know exactly what is expected of them. So I think from the very first day, make sure that your basics are done. These students should know that you're in control of the class, and they should know what is expected of them. So and also, you know, a lot of teachers say, I think, you know, and also it's good to be friendly with the students. I love my students. I'm very friendly. But I think your first year, try and be more in charge. So, you know, if you are normally like very smiley and friendly, try and be a bit more stronger in their face, you know, just to start practicing taking control. Because remember, your whole life, you've been a student that's listening to the teacher, right? And you're a great student, so you've been listening to them. But now you've got to take in that mindset of, I'm the one in charge of this class. It's like, and the good thing is with Korean culture, in Korean culture, you know, if you're the Oni, you know, or if you're the Nuna, they have to listen to you, right? And so you've already got that practice. So instead of thinking you're going into a classroom and you're friends with the students, take on that idea of like, you know, I'm the teacher, I'm the older sister, I'm the older, you know, I'm going to be in control. So start practicing that from the very start. Guys, what do you think? Yeah, so Asumuddin also says, oh, John says, concentrate on TLM. What is TLM?
TLM?
Yeah.
Teaching, learning.
Management? Maybe. No, I think what he basically wants to say is, don't smile till Christmas. Have you ever heard of this expression, don't smile till Christmas? Okay, it's a very popular expression between teachers. It means that if you are a teacher, when you start your class, never smile until Christmas, until the classes, the year is done. And actually my very first year, when I started teaching my first 2 years, I was at a very difficult school, and I was trying to be friendly and trying to be nice, but the students took advantage, and it was a very tough year. And then my third year, I told myself, not going to smile until Christmas. Now, you don't have to go that far, but I want you to start practicing being more, not aggressive, but being bolder in their face. And you can be friendly, but take control of them so that you start practicing it. Guys, what do you think? Yeah, so Martin says, in the UK we start in September, and then by December teachers start to loosen up. Okay, so yeah, Martin says that, you know, when you first start, be strong. Okay, like, is there a teacher that, you know, that, okay, wait, by the way, my mom also says personalities of teachers are different and unique and not the same. Be your own person. So be your own person, but be the strongest version of yourself, right? So be that Oni or that Nuna, you know, be that strong one. Okay, everyone, we've got 20 minutes left. I'm going to quickly restart the Zoom. It'll take 10-20 seconds, so and then we'll quickly finish with the last couple of questions. And Renee says, be assertive, not aggressive. Thank you, Renee. Okay, everyone, 20 seconds and we'll continue. Okay, Migeum, I'll send that to you now, okay? Host. Actually, most of you guys can join me if you saw this. Okay, let me quickly send it to her. Give me one moment. Don't look at my Facebook. I'll have to cut this out a little bit later. Paste and go. Okay, yeah guys, this will be the last 20 minutes. By the way, good news, I've got a couple of videos coming out. And Martin says here, being an authentic person when being a teacher. That's very true. I think students can see through us. By the way, I am doing the 100 student lesson, the video. I'm going to do it on Friday. I've made on Zoom. It's only going to be 40 minutes. It's going to be Friday, 11 a.m. Korean time. So I think with the GMT, it'll be... Oh wait, now I can't think. Just added 8 hours. No, so it'll be 3 a.m. GMT maybe, 2 or 3 a.m. Anyway, so I'm going to do that 100 student lesson. I think it's going to be great. If you are interested and you want to join, oh sorry, I put on that. Let's see. She's joining now. So if you would like to join, put it in there, and that'll be great. Yeah, I've got a couple of videos coming out this week, and then 2 weeks later I want to do the 100 student video and something else. Okay, Migeum, hi. So Renee says be assertive, not aggressive. Assertive means, you know, without hurting other students, you're going to, you know, get your point across. So you're going to be fair but strong. And then Martin says you should be an authentic person because students can really see through you. Now, before we continue, about students, are there any situations or anything that you think you might be uncomfortable with in the classroom? Because this is a question we don't ask. It's usually very broad. But what would you like to know, situations that you would like to know how to deal with? Kids fighting, kids saying bad words, you know, kid failing, kids. I think, what about you guys? Guys, put it in the comments. What are some situations that you struggle with? It could be, I think for a lot of teachers, it's also bullying. You know, that's also a sensitive topic, how to actually deal with bullying, because, you know, a lot of bullying, it's not physical anymore. You know, it can be hurtful words and teasing. That's tough. So, Migeum, how about you? What do you think?
I think, yeah, bullying can lead to many different problems. For example, depression and suicide, which is really sad.
Mm-hmm. As a teacher, how would you deal with it?
Wow, that's a hard question.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a hard question, but this is the thing, you know. If you want to prepare for success, you're going to have to start thinking about these situations that you're going to be in and already think, how am I going to act to it? Because if you can start mentally preparing for it, once it happens, instead of being like, how do I deal with it? You already dealt with it in your mind. It's also preparing. So what will you do?
Yeah. Well, as a new teacher, I think I would talk to my senior teachers first and talk about this issue with them. And because I don't want to make bigger problem when I figure it out in a long way. So I think I will, yeah, get some advice from the professional teachers first. And before that happens, I think I can do some students counseling regularly.
Okay, so you're talking about prevention, so creating relationships with the students. But what if something happens and you know you're walking around and you see one, and you can, I feel as teachers we start feeling it, because you can feel if there's a bad energy in a classroom or between students. you know, it could be two boys that want to fight, or it could be, let's say you see two girls are teasing another girl, and you can see, you know, it's not just a friendly tease, it's actually hurting the other girl. What would you do?
Yeah. Well, I would first take them apart and
separate them.
Separate them for some period. So if that happens while I'm doing the lesson, I will try to separate them in a different group, and later I can talk separately to their situation.
That's really good. Actually, so I've told you guys about my. Oh, is everybody? Where's the chat, guys? Where are your questions and advice? Is everybody sleeping? Okay. No, actually, so one of the things I want to do, I call it like my master plan. I have 100 videos that I want to shoot about every situation in a class, and it comes from this great book. The book is over there somewhere. This great teaching book where they actually talk about what to do in every situation as a teacher. The situation that you talked about, first thing you want to do is you want to separate the student who's being bullied from the bullies. So obviously, yeah, you're going to separate them, and then you're going to want to have a talk with both groups, right? You're going to talk with the bullies, and you're going to tell them this is not on, and you know, you can even ask him to apologize to the student later, and you can also talk to the victim later too and tell them, listen, if anything happens, please come to me, because they need your protection too, right? Okay, Asumadin actually says that this situation happened in your class. Asumadin, what did you do? Okay, I think we've got 15 minutes left. What else would you like to talk about, Migeum? So I feel like I'm pushing the narrative, but I want you to talk about anything you want to.
Well, I think I'm done with my questions.
Good.
So, what else would I want to talk about?
Okay, well, let's make it easy. Tell me, what hobbies do you have beside teaching?
Say yoga.
Yeah. The reason I ask is I think it's very important to have these hobbies to take our minds off of teaching. When you go to the classroom, you should be focused, and you know, otherwise you should have these hobbies. And you know, these hobbies, you should try and take them with you into the future too. And so, will you keep on teaching here in Korea, or will you stay in Jinju?
No, I think it'll be fixed when I get certificate.
Yeah.
So I haven't made plan which area I will teach, but
can you explain that? Because some countries have different policies. In Korea, how does it work? So teachers get their teaching license, and then they're placed in different areas, and also for teachers, how long do they? It's a government job. It's a really good job in Korea. So, you know, what do you expect from? How does it work in Korea with teachers being placed? By the way, John says, I will ask the reason for the problem after the class, but I will make aware of it at the time. Yes, that's very important. You don't want to stop your classes. You want to just separate the problem, continue, and then do it at another time, because you don't want to waste anyone's time. Renee says yoga is awesome self-care. Self-care is very important for teachers. I'll make a video about that in the future. And Sumidin said, I give them some advice. I told them, if you want to learn English or any other language first, you should be like a family. And I totally agree, because I had a situation where a student was very good at English because she lived in America for a while, and she got teased about it. And I remember I gave my students a big speech about, they should actually be using her and practicing with her. Okay, now back to the question. How does it work in Korea if you want to like teach in a area? How does it work here?
So where should I start? So I want to explain first how to enter the university.
Okay.
So if you want to teach in elementary school, you must go to University of Education.
Mm.
And then if you want to teach in secondary school, you must go. There are several ways to become a teacher in secondary school.
Okay.
My case is I came to the university and I chose English education department.
Mm.
So when you come to university, you have to choose what subject you will teach.
Right.
And then different cases can be you can do another major, but you can take some teaching courses while you're doing your major.
Okay.
And then in both way you can the third way is going to graduate school of education.
Okay.
But if you want to get the certificate, there is a teacher certification test and you have to pass it. And when you take the test, I choose the area of which school I want to work in. So I haven't decided which area I will work in, but definitely not my hometown.
Why do you want to move away from your hometown?
Because I feel that my hometown is not for education, not good environment to do education.
Okay, and it's not just that you want to get away for, but you spent your life there, you want to get away too, right?
Oh, yeah, it can be one of the reasons too.
Yeah. Where are you thinking? Busan, Seoul, Daegu?
Yeah, Daegu can be, or Gyeongnam, or Gyeonggi-do.
Okay, so up north, close to Seoul. Okay, and for teachers, in general, teachers in Korea are very well taken care of. It's one of the best jobs you can get because it's a government job. What do you think teachers in general, what is their feeling, do you think, about teaching? Do they enjoy it? Do you think many of them move away from it? What do you think teachers are like in Korea?
So the new teachers, or the teachers, pre-teacher, or the people who wants to be teacher, there are so much of them.
Yeah, so many of them. Yeah.
Yeah, sadly there are what's the word?
It's competitive. It's high competition.
It is competitive, and there are high demands, but
Yeah.
there are high supplies but low demands.
Oh yeah.
So there are many people who are trying to become a teacher for like 5 years, and still they can't be.
Wow.
Because there's no vacancy for. Yeah, but I hope in 5 years there will be a vacancy for us to teach in school.
I see. Because, okay, so actually in other countries there's a shortage of teachers. In many countries there aren't enough teachers to fill in the roles, in South Africa and America. How about your countries? By the way, guys, is there a shortage? Are there too many? Because in Korea it's a very popular job. You get taken care of, you get your pension at the end. It's a safe job. So what about so many teachers want to do it, so it's very competitive and it's difficult to get in. You have to wait 5 years. So it's difficult to get in, but it's also good for education because they get the best teachers to choose from. Why are you one of the best teachers? Why should they pick you?
Okay.
Just so that you are prepared for the interview. If you have an interview or something, why should we pick you?
Now it feels like interview.
This is to help you.
Okay. Okay. Why do I need to become? Because I'm not only looking forward to become a teacher because I will teach children, but also because I want to make a difference in their lives. Like, the teacher is really close person to the students after parents. So, I want to affect them in a good way, which my teachers did to me.
Nice. So you want to have a positive experience on them. I'm sorry I put you on the spot like that. I used to teach a lot of for my students. I used to do a lot of interview training with them. So it's something I'm very passionate about. Is getting the students ready for these difficult questions. Okay, Saima says. I put a face on the board, and if they are good in my class, I put a smile at the end of the session, and if you're not unhappy. Okay, that's kind of nice. So Saima says that during class, she puts a face on, and she's like, if the class went well, she makes it a smiley face. If the class didn't do well, you put on a frowny face. One of the things I also said, Saima, is if the students are talking, you can start writing down, I want you to be quiet, or you can draw a picture or something like that. Okay, and one more. So this comes to like, what skills do you think is most important? This is just the final one about teaching. What skills do you want to practice? What skills do you want to get better at before you start teaching? Because Saima said, I think one of the things is being more creative. And, I can have conversations with my students, I can teach them, but sometimes I wish I was a bit more creative, when it came to writing, drawing. I wish I was better with some of the grammar elements, perhaps. What do you feel like you want to improve? What skill do you want to get better at? Migeum?
So I want to have a better skill to deal with students and parents. I talked about counseling, and I think I can make some improvement when I counsel them, and when I talk with them in person. So also, I've heard that the real life issue in school happens with parents. With parents, So, yeah, I want to have some
build relationships with parents.
To deal with the relationships with parents, yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. That's a really good answer. So you want to work at, working with the students, and I like what you said. It's also you want to be there for the students' well-being too. It's not just academics. It's also you're dealing with kids, and you want to raise them in so that they're happy. Grow up to be happy adults. So you want to help them with that. You want to do lots of counseling, which is really nice, and also creating a relationship with the parents to make sure that you work together for the benefit of the child. Yeah. Well, I think what I just want to say thank you so much, because this is the first time we're doing the live stream, and everyone watching, this has been I know it's the first time we've done it, but Migeum, you were fantastic. It's so nice that you were on, and thank you so much. I owe you a coffee or something. Next time I'm in Ginger, I'll get you a coffee. And yeah, I think you know, this is the first time I've done an interview like this in a long time, but I really enjoyed it. And you know what? If you have any questions in the future, if you have any problems, you know, let us know. Yeah, do you have any final words? Anything you want to say? Did you enjoy the interview?
I didn't realize the time passes.
It goes by quickly, right?
Yes, it does. And there was some tough time when you asked questions to me, but I made it.
Yeah,
I think.
I think you did a fantastic job. Yeah, you should take pride in the fact, you know. Not a lot of teachers, you know. If I ask some people, hey, do you want to quickly talk about your job, you know, on YouTube, a lot of them would have been very shy and couldn't do it. But you embraced the challenge, and it's great for me too. Usually I talk like a million words a second. Renee says here, being a role model is very important. And she says, nice, Migeum. And John also gives you a thumbs up. Yeah, Migeum, I think this is you know what one of my biggest mistakes is that, you know, I'm really tough on myself. If I make a mistake, you know, I think about it for ages. And yes, last night I met a friend, and my friend told me, he gave me a very nice compliment. And meanwhile, you know, my whole life, he said, oh, Eric, you're so good at this thing. And, you know, meanwhile, my whole life, every time I make a small mistake, I'm like, bad, Eric, you should do better. You should get better, you know. And that's fine, but you should also give yourself more credit too. And I think, as you know, not just because as teachers, you're going to do that for your students. You're going to build them up, but you got to build up yourself too. So I want you, after this, Martin is back now too. Martin, thank you so much. We're about to go away to switch off. I just want to say, yeah, give yourself credit. You know, you're the one that should be building yourself up. You did a fantastic job today, and you should be happy.
Oh, thank you. I should be less perfectionist.
Yeah, I think it's good to strive for perfection. Going for perfection is one thing, but you know, you should take pride in the fact that, you know, you did a good job. You know, so it's those small efforts that you should say, yeah, I did well, I did well. And my dad says, good job, Migeum. May you have a great career. Best for the future. Okay, yeah, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, Migeum, thank you so much for being the first guest. And yeah, I hope we can just improve and do better too. Guys, yeah, if you have any questions during the week, I'll put it out, and I'll ask some new teachers to join too. Yeah, have a fantastic week. Migeum, good luck with your practicals tomorrow. And everyone, have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Oh, Elsa is here. Migeum, wish you good luck for your classes. I'm rooting for you, and thank you for sharing. You see, you know, a lot of them are teachers too, you know. And they can see in you maybe what they were in the past. You know, they know what you're going through. Remember, it's not the last thing I want to say, but you know, remember, teachers have been here for centuries, right? And we're all growing, and we're part of this chain of teachers. And this is a really nice one from Martin. He says, thanks and sorry to have missed some of the stream. Martin, don't worry. All of you, thank you so much for joining. You know, if it's for 5 minutes or the whole show, it's fine. And Martin says, good luck, Migeum. You will smash it. Okay, Migeum, have a good day. Everyone else, I'll see you next time. Have a good